Now Doctor Who. I haven't watched Doctor Who since Capaldi's era. It's went downhill. I've heard Capaldi's really good. I heard that maybe I didn't give it a fair shake. I watched all the David Tennant, Matt Smith stuff. I only watched about 5 episodes of Capaldi, and but I've heard Capaldi was a really good doctor, although his the scripts that he was given wasn't great. So I don't know. Maybe I need to give him another shot. I need to go back and rewatch all his stuff. Now the new Doctor, Shruti Gatwa, doesn't inspire any sort of confidence in me to watch his run. Especially considering he put out a statement recently saying that the number one thing that he hopes for Doctor Who is that he can defeat there's some sort of villain and he can defeat the villain by twerking, and the power of twerking will defeat the villain. And no, nobody wants to see that no. But so Shruti Gatwa, here's a report from Screen Rant, where he says, to the summary given here, the Doctor Who season 14 will tackle race, addressing historical relevance and social issues, because we don't hear enough about race in our day-to-day lives coming out of Hollywood. We really need to be educated on race and these sorts of things, and so because that hasn't been drilled into our psyches enough by woke Hollywood. Ncuti Gatwa's portrayal as the first long-term Black Doctor will open the door to explore racial attitudes throughout history. Oh, that sounds like fun. I can't wait to hear the new Doctor tell me how evil white people are and how terrible I should feel for it. The new season may also offer social commentary on other social issues, making it unique. How is that unique? How is that unique? At this point, if he didn't bring up race, if he played it just like the Doctor, that would be unique. Uh, Doctor Who star Ncuti Gatwa has confirmed that one important story aspect is going to be tackled in the new era of the series. Gatwa portrays the 15th Doctor, having debuted in the 60th anniversary specials before having his first adventure in the Hollywood episode The Church on Rudy Road. His proper series debut will be the premiere of season 14. Speaking with attitude, Gatwa confirmed that one important subject Doctor Who season 14 is going to tackle will be race. The actor explained how, as the first long-term black doctor in the series, the subject will arise due to its historical relevance. He also explained how showrunner Russell T Davies wanted to combine sci-fi with more human stories in this way. Check out what Gatwa had to say. Oh, I'm sure this will be interesting. I'm sure this statement here will turn it all around for me. Race does make an appearance. Yes, it is quite different for the Doctor. It's not the first time. Jo Martin is the first Doctor that is black. She played the time traveling fugitive Doctor in 2020, but it is the first time the Doctor. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it in 2020 either. But it's the first time the Doctor's been black for this long, and so we have to address those elements of the character now, because race always has to be addressed. You can't be colorblind and just see him for a person and see him for his attributes on the inside. It must be all about the skin. And so yeah, we will be no, I'm back up. And so we have to address those elements of the character now, because Earth, unfortunately, is still quite a funny little place. Yeah. And so, yeah, we will be addressing those things. Russell has such a knack of being able to bring in these elements of our humanity through this sci-fi lens in a really interesting way. Okay, well, all I'm hearing reading this is we're activists. We're going to show you we're activists. We're going to throw our message down your throat. And if you don't like it, don't watch. And that's exactly what I'll be doing. I will not be watching. I don't really recommend any of you to watch either, unless you want a woke sermon from the church, progressivism. And yeah, Doctor Who's dead. Like this is why this I could see the writing on the wall with Peter Capaldi, that the quality was going downhill. It didn't get any better with female doctor, forgetting her name, but this doesn't. No, I'm not coming back for this. Um, let's move on. I can't anymore. Um, All right, for those of you who've never heard of That Park Place, they've done an amazing job reporting this. George Lucas reportedly returning to Star Wars for new live-action series. Yeah, I wouldn't get your hopes up for that. That's not going to happen. So, Star Wars Theory, a YouTube streamer who covers a lot of Star Wars stuff. He had a guy on his channel. What's his name here? Roger Christian, who basically he invented the first lightsaber. He helped to develop the first lightsaber for the first Star Wars movies, and they had him on the live stream, and he let it slip some news, supposedly some insider news about how he's heard through the grapevines that George Lucas is coming back for a new live action series that's Star Wars related. He didn't give really a whole lot of information on that. I think it's bunk. I think this is an old dotard man who heard some crazy theories on the internet and saw it as truth. This is probably somebody that doesn't even fully understand the internet. His generation typically has a lot of problems really understanding how the internet works, or that there's a lot of trolls out there with all these crazy theories. But let's hear what he has to say.
I think by the end of the six, he was so exhausted by it all that in the end, but I think he's coming back. I'm pretty sure now that he's doing a series. I think.
So you can see right here, he's saying George Lucas is coming back, and Star Wars Theory is like, what is this? This is brand new news. And a Christian guy, he kind of stumbles over his words a little bit. I think he sees the shocked look on his face, and he from here on, he's kind of really vague with it. Maybe because he's starting to realize if there is behind the scenes news, maybe this shouldn't be leaked. So he's very vague from here on. But like I said, I don't think George Lucas is coming back. But this guy is deep into Star Wars. Like I said, he worked with George Lucas directly to create the first lightsaber. So let's continue. Let's hear what he has to say.
That they're now bringing him into the fold. From what I hear, because there's a Star Wars live action series coming. And I've got a strong suspicion that George will have something to do with that. That's what I'm thinking is, and I might be prophesying.
Are you pulling my leg?
He can't believe it. He's pushing for more details here, and I mean there isn't much more that can be said. That's pretty much the clip. But let's say George Lucas comes back. All right, George Lucas isn't the same man that he was 10 years ago when he sold Star Wars, okay? He was aging back then. He was getting more tired. Now, 10 years later, he's an old man himself. He's retired. Now to give this a little bit of credit, recently with the whole what's his name? The whole Bob Iger campaign to keep what's his name off the board. Basically, Bob Iger put millions of dollars into a campaign to keep one person off of the board because the guy said, "Hey, I think I can help get Disney back on the right track. I think I can. We've gone down a wrong path. I think I can bring Disney to the glory that it used to be because I used to work for Disney back in the glory days." Forgive me, I can't remember what the guy's name was, but George Lucas came forward and backed Bob Iger and said, Bob Iger's right. Bob Iger's the man we need. Bob Iger is going to lead Disney forward, and even after Bob Iger, along with Kathleen Kennedy, has destroyed Star Wars. The very first move right out of the gate when they first bought Star Wars was they axed the extended universe with the books. They said, no, these are fan fiction now. These are no longer canon. All this material that you've read, that you've loved, all this material of Star Wars, this bountiful fountain of knowledge. No, 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 no. We're not going to do any of that. Instead, we're going to give you three movies that are nonsensical, that pander to these feminist ideologies. We're going to push forward Rey as we knock down Luke Skywalker and kill off Han Solo and no, they've completely destroyed Star Wars, and yet George Lucas still backs them. Okay. And it could be that there was some sort of deal. This is all conspiracy theory at this point. Okay, it could be that because George backed Bob Iger, maybe Bob Iger is saying, "Hey, okay, we're gonna let him back into the fold, and we're going to let him advise us on Star Wars projects going forward." I don't think that's going to happen. Even if it does, George Lucas isn't going to have any power to save Star Wars. George Lucas is still going to have to go through Kathleen Kennedy, who George Lucas originally picked as a person to lead Star Wars back when he originally sold it 10 years ago. He's going to have to go through Kathleen Kennedy. He's going to have to go through Bob Iger. He's going to have to go through 100 other people in order to get an idea through. And at the end of the day, his name may be on the project, but it's not going to change the end result one bit. Star Wars is still dead. Anything that Star Wars puts out is probably going to be terrible. They've had some good stuff to come out randomly. Like I've heard Andor was really good. Nobody watched it. I didn't watch it. I don't have any plans on watching it. I've heard it's good. Other than that, I watched Mandalorian the first 2 seasons. Didn't bother with the 3rd season. I heard it was terrible. I was kind of falling out toward the end of the 2nd season anyway. If George Lucas, if news came out today saying George Lucas is coming back, he's going to save Star Wars, the level of hype that would have would be zero, nothing. I would feel nothing because I know Star Wars is dead. There's no bringing it back. The only way you could revive some life into this is if you just completely shelf the brand of Star Wars for 10 years. Bring it back with a retelling of the original trilogy. Forget identity politics. Forget, there's too many white people in the original trilogy, so they all must be black and gay, and let's put a person in a wheelchair in there. No, shelve it for 10 years, retell the original trilogy, and then from there, go straight into the extended universe with the books. That's the only way to save Star Wars, and they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're going to continue to lose money as they put out these failing projects. Okay. I'm done with Star Wars. Let's move into... Okay, so we're going to move into the gaming space. With as most of you have in this area have know of Sweet Baby Inc. They had a part to play in this Zayu Tales of whatever, this Zayu game that just came out, and it's very sad. Let's take a look here. On the Steam charts, as of 5 minutes ago, 169 people playing this Zayu game. It just came out. The news that Sweet Baby Inc. had a role to play in this. Every game that they've had their hand in has done terrible performance compared to what they used to be, and I'm not the biggest gamer in the world. I don't consider myself a modern day gamer. I'm a retro gamer. I play a lot of older games. I was a heavy console player up until about halfway through the lifespan of the PS3, and then I fell off. And then when my firstborn kid, when my firstborn was born, I kind of put games aside, and my amount of gaming that I did fell off a cliff. And recently I'm trying to get back into it. Like I said, I'll be playing Helldivers 2 tomorrow. At least that's the plan. There's a whole bunch of other games I want to get into, and I'll talk more about that later. But what's really interesting is this whole Sweet Baby Inc. thing has blown up over the course of the last month, and I haven't covered it like I should, which I really slept on this, and you know, that's part of my channel is entertainment, so I should be covering this stuff. So I'm gonna try the best I can to cover this. Anyway, this Tales of Zayu just released. Cabrutus, who owns he curates the channel for Sweet Baby Inc. Detected, who he finds all the games that they have a hand in. Which if you don't know, Sweet Baby Inc. They look at the story for each one of these games. They look at the characters for each one of these games, and they put the DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. They say, hey, you don't have enough black people in here. You don't have enough brown people in here. You don't have enough gay people in here. We need to change all this. And they put their stamp of approval on all these games. And so, Cabrutus here is the one that really started that channel. And if you notice, it's got 380,000 followers. This only had a couple thousand followers before Sweet Baby Inc. really highlighted them and was complaining about them. And then their popularity shot through the roof. But Cabrutus here is saying, "Sup guys, just want to remind that Zao is going to launch today." This was a few days ago. This game is on Sweet Baby Inc. Detected Curator page, and yeah, it is connected to Sweet Baby Inc. Remember to vote with your wallet. Now I don't know much about this game. What I do know is that all of these sort of games that Sweet Baby Inc. has had their hand in has not done nearly the numbers that they was expecting. Gotham Knights flopped spectacularly. Let's see here. A lot of these games I haven't even heard of. But it's absolutely sad that 169 people playing in the last 24 hours. 232 is the all-time peak, and this game is less than a week old. This guy here, Abu Baker Salim, is the guy who developed this game, and he's talking on here about Act 1 complete, absolutely loving this. He's hyping this game up. He's made comments on here saying that, the game is doing spectacularly. The game is doing great. Thank you all for supporting the game. No, this game hasn't made any money. This game will. I think the only people that have played the game are people that the reporters, the game journalists that got free copies of the game in order to talk about it. I think that's the only people really playing this game, and who can blame them? Like, I want to dive deeper into this in future videos. There's a lot of other companies out there that do this sort of thing. Sweet Baby Inc. isn't the only one. I know there's another one called Black Girl Gamers who likes to brag that they only hire black people and that white people are not allowed in their company. I think they do. They did say, "Oh, we do have black people in our company," but if you look a little bit deeper, these are contracted outside companies that happen to have white people in there. No, their hiring practices literally, we do not hire white people, and this sort of thing turns my stomach. It's disgusting. And it's flat out, you judge somebody by the color of their skin and not expect to be called, I hate using the word racist because you're really not supposed to even say that word on YouTube. The algorithm isn't very a fan of it, which is why a lot of times you'll hear people roll the R's, racist, whenever they say it in these live streams. But it's all ridiculous. Here in 2024, we have to deal with this sort of thing. 15 years ago, when I used to play the PlayStation 3 whenever it seemed like games were always getting better and better and better. And here lately, that hasn't been the case. Here lately, I've noticed the games are pretty terrible. A lot of the indie games are the ones that are rising to the top, and Helldivers 2 being a good example. Pal World made a huge splash. I just heard about another game today that's basically a Pal World clone It looks really good, except it's for the mobile. If you prefer mobile gaming, you can play basically Power World on the Android or iOS devices pretty soon. Can't even remember what it's called, but a quick search, I'm sure you'll find it. But these indie games are the ones that are making the biggest splashes, and if your game is attached to one of these companies like Sweet Baby Inc., then it's a death sentence for your game. It's DOA. You know, just don't do it. Just tell a good story. It's the same thing with Hollywood. It's the same thing with these movies. Just tell a good story that people can be engaged with. Something that doesn't specifically rely on the color of your skin. All right. All right. So, Bloomberg had an article. The strikes are over, but Hollywood isn't back to normal. So, uh, somewhere in this article, where's it at? Jerry Seinfeld is where is it at? Jerry Seinfeld is making a new movie. I heard it's about Pop Tarts. I'm not sure why Jerry Seinfeld would make a movie about Pop Tarts, but there you go. Um, let's see here. This is CEO Ted Sarandon. Where's he at? Bear with me here. I told you this would be a messy ordeal. Let's see. Jerry's. Hmm. I think I have the wrong article pulled up. Anyway, forget the article. Basically, Jerry Seinfeld said that Hollywood is over. Literally, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not putting words in his mouth. He literally said Hollywood is over. He said that the funny thing is that a lot of people in Hollywood hasn't got the message yet. A lot of people in Hollywood don't realize that their biggest competition is stuff like this. Their biggest competition is free entertainment that they can get through things like YouTube. YouTube is doing phenomenal. Netflix, I know Netflix isn't free, but Netflix is doing phenomenal. A lot of these other streaming services are not, but Netflix is doing gangbusters as far as profits they're making over there. A lot of people are choosing to turn to YouTube to their favorite content creators to find that the stuff that they really want to watch. Not only that, but the stuff that's coming out of Hollywood, current day, people would rather watch the old stuff. People would rather DVD sales have actually been going up, surprisingly enough. I personally, I have over 1,000 DVDs that I have back here in this closet, and I'm currently saving up so I can buy me a hard drive uh, hard drive bay, so I can have about 100 terabytes worth of storage, and I'm gonna copy all those DVDs, Blu-rays, and save them on there, so I can start my own I can start a Plex server and have everything on there, and I can get rid of all these streaming services, including Netflix. And I don't care to watch anything coming out for Hollywood. Now, every now and then there is a gem. Every now and then there is a gem. There's currently a movie in Hollywood right now, The Fall Guy, and starring Ryan Gosling. If you've seen it, I actually have it pulled up right here. I'm gonna mute it. But this right here is about Ryan Gosling as a stuntman for a movie crew, and because he gets thrust into some sort of adventure, he has to put his stuntman training to the actual test and actually be an action hero in order to save the day. And it looks really well. It looks like a great action comedy, the sort of action comedy I haven't seen coming out of Hollywood in a while. I know there was that Henry Cavill, the gentlemanly whatever movie that came out about a week ago. Haven't seen it. I've heard it's okay. I heard it's not great. I've heard. Uh, I don't think it's worth spending money to go see that in theaters. I think that's one to wait till it comes out to streaming. But this right here, I told my wife we need to go see this. I think we'll have a really good time watching it. If you haven't seen the full trailer, I know I have the audio muted right now. I do suggest checking that out. But like I said, Hollywood does put out a gem every now and then, but it's very rare, and there's so much junk that you have to wade through in order to get to stuff like this, and people are done with it. Like all of my favorite movies of all time, all of my favorite movies are from more than 10 years ago. Hollywood forgot how to tell a good story. I think that really was noticeable after 2016. 2016, the DEI stuff really took off, and I believe California even mandates a lot of these sort of progressive, woke ideology. There has to be a certain number. I know for the Oscars, there has to be a certain number of diverse characters in order to be qualified for the Oscars. I think there are a few exceptions every now and then, but they push this stuff so hard, and at this point, it's gotten so obvious that even normies that don't follow this stuff, they're starting to really see it, and they're sick of it, and they're turning to this old stuff, and that's why the DVD sales have gone through the roof. And that's what I recommend. If you sold off all your DVD collection, go to one of these thrift stores and start buying them. There's one near me that has a whole wall of dollar DVDs, and then there's a second wall where they're $5 or cheaper, and just start collecting. I got the collector's app on my phone where I can scan each one of them to keep track of which ones I bought and which ones I don't have. That's really what I really recommend. And every now and then when one of these movies here comes out, check it out. Stay tuned to this channel and to other channels in the same sphere to figure out what sort of movies that you can spend your money on, because those ticket prices aren't going down. Those ticket prices are going up. If you're going to spend your money on something, make sure it's something good. Do your homework. Find a reviewer that you trust their take on things, and try to follow that. Don't waste your money on this garbage. Oh, one of the last things I wanted to talk about is over on my gaming channel, Sort Amazing Gaming. I'm going to start doing some live streams, and so I wanted to talk about some gaming. I'm doing, like I said, trying to do Helldivers 2 starting tomorrow. I don't know what time yet. Right now, Sort Amazing Gaming only has one subscriber. It's not a very old channel, and I haven't put out any content for it. Tomorrow will be the first live stream. So hopefully everything goes all right there. But there are a few games I want to play, and like I said, I'm not a hardcore gamer. I used to play Call of Duty religiously. I used to play it all the time. I stopped playing whichever game it was that added the jetpacks and all the parkour. I stopped playing during that one. I haven't played Call of Duty since, except for the Call of Duty Mobile, which was surprisingly good. If you haven't played Call of Duty Mobile, just check it out. I know people scoff at the idea of playing games on their phone, but Call of Duty Mobile is fantastic. At least the last time I played. I haven't played in quite a while. But anyway, so some games that I want to play, some games that I really want to play on the gaming channel. Disney's Epic Mickey. I know I make fun of Disney all the time. Disney puts out a lot of garbage, but Disney wasn't always the company that it is today. Disney used to put out good stuff. And I remember back when the Wii came out and they originally put out Disney's Epic Mickey. And I never got the game, but I thought the game looked phenomenal. And they eventually put out a sequel, but I always wanted to play this game. Never got around to it. But they're coming out with a remake. I don't know if it's a remaster, but an Epic Mickey Rebrush coming out for the Switch. And in order to play this, first of all, I need to get me a capture device. So I don't have all that set up. But this is something I do want to check out eventually. Also, Sandland. Sandland, if you haven't heard of it, was Akira Toriyama's last project that he worked on before he passed away. And you can look at the art style and see that it's that same sort of art style from Dragon Ball Z. And I don't know much about it. Judging by the trailer, there's a lot of vehicle-based attacks. There's a lot of like tanks, like what you see right here. There's looks like some melee combat as well. But the world looks pretty good. Like I actually really enjoy this sort of art style, this sort of over the top anime art style in video games. I think Dragon Quest is another one. I haven't played Dragon Quest, but again, I love that sort of art style. I might go back and on my gaming channel, I might play something like Dragon Quest. Let me know in the comments if y'all have any game recommendations for that channel as well. Let me know if you have any recommendations at all on this channel as well. If I've been thinking about doing movie reviews. I've been thinking about doing old school classic movie. I say classic, 90s, 2000s. I can go back to 80s, whatever. But older movie reviews, movies that have meant a lot to me. I've been working on a list of movies that I consider to be masterpieces in my own personal opinion. Some of those movies on that list is going to be completely obvious, like Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, obvious movies that anyone would have on their list. Some of the movies on that list, probably very few people would put as a masterpiece. Just stay tuned for that video. But let me know if that's the sort of thing that y'all want to see, movie reviews. I don't want to do the whole react to where I watch a movie on here and scene by scene you get to see my reaction. I don't really want to do stuff like that. That's a little bit too far removed from what my channel is. But maybe a new channel I might start do like a react thing. Maybe if that's something y'all want to see, just let me know. But anyway, going back to gaming. This game looks phenomenal. This game looks like it's right up my alley. I don't know how many of y'all are interested in this. I believe it's out now. I don't think it's been out for very long, maybe a week, a few days, something like that. But this is something I definitely want to check out, and I might put up on my gaming channel. And there's another game I don't have pulled up, but Grounded. I believe it's called Grounded. If you haven't heard of it. Oh. Sorry about that. Yeah, Grounded here. This is an older game, but this is a game I've always been interested in. This is kind of up my alley too. I used to be real big into Minecraft, into modded Minecraft. Vanilla Minecraft is pretty boring, but modded Minecraft, modded Skyblock specifically. And this game here looks amazing, and it's been out for a long time. This is an older game, so I'm sure a lot of y'all are probably rolling your eyes at me, for where have you been? And like I said, I've been raising kids and kind of haven't been in the gaming sphere. But this is the sort of game, you get shrunk down. It's basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You get shrunken down. You have to fight your way through insects. You have to build up your arsenal of weapons. You have to build up a base. Like, this sort of thing looks phenomenal. I missed the original launch when it came out, but I'd like to get into stuff like this. Now, this is one I'm really excited about too. This one's been out for a long time too, but here's another one I'm thinking about doing. Sea of Thieves from Rare. It's basically Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the Caribbean, the video game. From what I could tell just by looking at the trailer, never actually played it. Have no idea how the game works, but the idea that I could have my own pirate ship sailing the seas and attacking people and looting and all this other stuff, it has me so excited. Like this is the sort of thing that I want to play. Let me know, if this is the sort of thing you are interested in. Again, that's Sort Amazing Gaming. Have no idea why I have TMNT 2003 on here, but sure, whatever. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got for you. I want to try to do these live streams once a week. I know this is only gone half an hour long. I planned on it going twice that amount, but like I said, this is only my second stream. I'm getting used to this sort of thing. I'm getting used to the software. The channel's still growing, so that the community is still growing, and hopefully it keeps on building up, and we can really build something awesome here. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go. If you've tuned in this long, you stayed all the way and watched the whole thing, I appreciate everything you've done. Give this video a like, subscribe, all that sort of thing. Again, check out Sort Amazing Gaming, subscribe there, and stay tuned for whatever else I got coming up in the future. Like I said, there's a lot of this sort of Gamergate 2 thing going on with Sweet Baby Inc. and all these other companies. I'm gonna try to educate myself as much as possible, just because I try to stay as involved in the entertainment industry as possible, and gaming's part of that. I've been tied up with Hollywood for so long that the gaming world is a little foreign to me. I'm more of a retro gamer. But I'm trying to deep dive. I'm trying to get into that world. So forgive me if I seem like a normie and all this, because I am. So anyway, I'll see you all later.